We're taking our test over this section on expansion cards on Friday. The only reason we're doing it on Friday, not today, is because I didn't announce it on Monday, and that would have been mean to me. Although, I could have used the notification thing and told everyone, but not everybody signed up. So, if you haven't already, and this is something I want everybody to do, I want you to go to the sign up for text notification. You can still see that, can't you?
I got the email.
You did it through the email I sent? Here, let's do that so that everybody can see it. Now I know everybody can still see it. Okay. So basically all you have to do is text that code to that number and you'd be signed up for the class. It's probably something I didn't want to say on the video and put on YouTube. Oh well. So I want you to go ahead and make sure everybody is signed up for that, and I can check real fast to see who has done that through Mind 101. Oh wait, yeah I did. Let's see who signed up for hardware. You and Haley has signed up. So I need to get the other two people to sign up for the class so that I can start using that to remind people of stuff. And if I have any inputs and stuff. Now, if you use your email and you check your email, that's fine too. Okay, but this is just an additional way to do both. Okay, so we're going to do the test on Friday. In fact, let me put it on the calendar for the 11th. So, 11, look how close we were to last year. So it didn't just show up. Why didn't it just show up? Because it's hidden? Maybe? There we go. Okay, so we got the test over this section right now. And next week, it's not on the calendar, but I'm gone next week is my last time at the reserve. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the next section as a introduction to what we're doing and talk about the project that you'll be doing while I'm gone. Okay, so first we're going to start about this next project is on purchasing or building a PC and which one you can do better for the same amount of money. So the way this one works is everyone is going to get a set amount of money to build a PC. So the first thing I want to talk about is what would we need. Why is that wide? There we go. If we were going to build a PC, what are the components that we need to build a PC? And there's only one person, so I'll be the other half. Okay? So I'm going to start from the outside, and obviously we need a case to build our PC in. And when I talk about cases, I have to remember the F word, which is form factor, and we're going to be doing everything with ATX form factor equipment. So you have to get an ATX capable case that will fit the first component that you're going to buy, which is your motherboard. Okay? Now this is going to drive all kinds of stuff, right? Specifically the next component. You have to make sure the case, the motherboard have the same form factor, which we're going to use ATX as our form factor, and then the motherboard is going to drive the processor, the CPU. Okay? Now, when we do this, here's the amounts of money, just so you know. Somebody's going to have 1,000. Somebody's going to have 1,500. Somebody's going to have 2,000. And somebody's going to have 2,500 in the class. Okay? We're going to use fictitious names. I'm going to assign you a name. It's going to be on the assignment. So, like somebody, this person might be Richie Rich. And this person might be I'm no Mooney. Okay? See a little joke there? Anyway, that's because I'm going to record them and post them for the other classes to see, and I don't want your name to be on your PowerPoint this time. Okay? So we're going to randomly decide who gets what because there's so few people in the class this year. I'm going to randomize the whole list together, and we'll do it here in a little bit so that I can show the other class that I randomized it and just didn't pick. This is how much money you'll have if you get that amount to do all the things we have 2 times. So you have $1,000 for I pick all the components. and you would have $1,000 for the, I'm just going to go to Dell and buy a PC for $1,000. Okay? Because what you're trying to do is compare. You want to buy the best you can do with $1,000 in each case, and then at the end of your presentation, you're going to compare the two and say, okay, if I had $1,000, it'd be better for me to do this versus this.
Buy an operating system.
I'm going to go through the whole list of everything you have to buy. Yes. That's why I took the $500 option out. It's too expensive to buy an operating system. Okay, so we have to buy a CPU. The next thing that we have to buy for our computer would be...
No, RAM.
Okay, I have to buy RAM or memory. And these three things are all tied together, right? Everything else we buy is not really tied together. Because a hard drive we buy doesn't really depend on the motherboard. Kind of does, but not really. Okay? But those three things, the RAM has to fit the motherboard form factor, the CPU has to hit the motherboard socket set or form factor, and the motherboard has to hit the case. So those are the four biggest ones that you have to consider. And then after that, I would say the next thing that we have to do, that we have to consider, is our power supply, which may be the last thing you actually figure out. Why?
Because you have to add all your wattages.
Because I got to figure out the correct wattage, okay? Because if I don't, I can't just go and say, oh, I'm going to buy this $15 power supply that's 350 watts, and then all of a sudden I have money for a good video card, and I overwatted the whole system, okay? So it is a very important component, but you may need to choose it last because of the wattage, just like you said. Okay, now, there are other parts of our computer that can be integrated that I have to have. Okay? I have to have video, audio, and network capability. However, those three can be integrated. They can be, they don't have to be. Obviously, if I have 2500 and I use an integrated video card, I'm a dum-dum. Okay? Because I got the money to put in a good video card. But if I got $1,000 and I have to buy Windows 7 or Windows 8, either one, okay? I have to buy Windows, and I only got $1,000, and I ramp up my CPU and my memory, I may not have the money to put in a really nice video card. I will say in almost every case you should try to do an expansion video card, but audio and network, I wouldn't, okay? But it has to have those capabilities. So I've got to have video, audio. Did I spell everything right? I did. Nick. Other things that you do have to have. You have to have a monitor, a keyboard, and a mouse. Okay? You have to be able to use your PC. And then I'm going to put down here, you have to have an OS. Those things are required in order to have a basic functioning PC. It's the other reason I took out the $500. It's really hard. You can do it, but you build a really, really good PC. So I'm not going to make it like build a PC. The quality of these things is up to you and how much money you have left. Okay, and you have to stay within $50 of your amount. This is a good. Oh wait, forgot one. Speakers.
So all those together have to be
No. I'm saying you have to have all these things, but your total amount of purchases has to be within $50 of the amount you get. So if you get $1,000, you have to spend between $950 and $1,050. Shipping and tax don't count. We're keeping those out of the equation, okay? Because it depends on where you get stuff, whether you pay shipping, and I just don't add the shipping and tax in that equation. These are good things to fill in the end with. You've got all the components you want. Now I've got $100 left. I get a decent keyboard, mouse, speakers, or I don't have much left, and I get whatever I can find. Okay. So you do have to have these things. You may want to look. I know that you can get a monitor for $100. I know that you can get a keyboard for 10, and a mouse for 10, and speakers for 10. So on the low end, keep 120 set aside for this stuff. On the high end, you could spend a lot more. I mean, you can get a big, huge 24-inch monitor if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get whatever you want to. Okay. So those are the things I have to have in a computer to make it work. Did I miss anything?
You
Okay.
say hard drive.
Oh, we didn't. Yeah. Oh, that's two things actually that I didn't do. Okay. We also have to have hard drive. Size and speed is your choice. Whether you want a solid state or a regular hard drive, whether you want a terabyte or you want 300 meg
Can I
or
get
300
a
gig,
2-on-1 for the OS?
you can do whatever you want to. Okay. There's no, you just have to have one to house your OS in your systems, and you have to have an optical drive. And I'm not going to be more specific than that because if you have the money for a Blu-ray, you want to get a Blu-ray, you can get a Blu-ray. If you have the money just for a DVD player, then you get a DVD player. You'd be hard pressed to find a CD player anymore. Most of them are DVD CDs. Okay, for 19 bucks. So yes, you have to get those two. There's something I forgot on the list. Okay, so those are the things you have to get on your build. And as you're going through and building it, you want to keep lots of pictures because as you present, you're going to present the component with at least a picture of that component because you may have done the shopping and we have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know what every single motherboard looks like. Now, maybe the CPUs, they look a little, but picture the CPU, okay? So you want lots of pictures. You want prices on each component with a link to where you got it, okay? Now, that's for the picking it out. It's going to be very hard on the pre-built one to get all this stuff unless you're doing screen captures where you go. Because it doesn't list everything individually. Okay, so you're not going to have a price link for every individual component if you buy one from Dell. But you certainly can have a picture for every component as you go through, because they usually have a picture at the top. We'll go through and do one. Okay? But on all the other ones, you want to have prices with the link. So a picture, a picture of the motherboard with the name of the motherboard, the price of the motherboard, and that I should be able to click on and see where you got it for that price. Okay? So you're going to do all that, and then you're going to come up with the total price, I total with the little table like case, motherboard, So you should have one slide that has all those things together with a total down at the bottom that adds up from all your components, okay? Because we're not going to add all those things together. You're going to do individual slides on them all, and then when you're done, you're going to say, hey, I did all that for $1,499 or whatever. So one slide like that to finish out the one that you built. And then you're going to go on with one from Dell or Compaq or HP or any major manufacturer that you want to go through and select. And we're going to go through and do that. But on that one, it's not like they say this is this much. Usually they say, CPU comes with this, upgrade to this for an additional $99. Now, that is going to be a screen capture thing. You're going to go, screen capture that and say, I chose this one kind of thing. You're still going to have the chart at the end because that should be easy. They should have the little chart at the end. It shows all your components and your price. And then after you've gone through your purchase one, you're going to have a table that says something like, whatever word you want to use for the one you choose, with a chart of the components, like the motherboard, and what kind of motherboard, and what kind of motherboard, and which one won. This one's better. So that we can easily see on one thing that for the money, you got a better motherboard when you bought your home one, but you got a better CPU when you got that. So you should be able to go down through the components, and at the end, give it some kind of score so you can say, maybe you give a 1 for, or rationalize a number system that you come up with. If it's a lot better, it gets 2 points. If it's exactly the same, it gets 0, whatever. And you come in and you need to be at the end say, if I had this $1,000, I would build my own because I got a better motherboard, a bigger hard drive, and a better video card than I did for the same money from Dell. Okay? So at the end of the whole thing, there should be something that shows us a logical comparison of the two and why you think one's better. And you may come up with this. You may come up with, for the money, man, I can get way better system from Dell or Alienware or wherever I go to. And it depends on the cache. A lot of times you can get better pre-built. I don't know. You're going to have to look, okay? depends on current prices and sales that count. You might get a better deal from something like that. Okay, so that's the idea of the project. Now on the website, I've got the PC build project right there, and it goes through what we just said. Okay, you have to have a case, power supply, motherboard, CPU, memory, hard drive, video card, may be integrated, sound card may be integrated, network card may be integrated, an optical drive, DVD, CD. I should type in Blu-ray there. Windows 7 or 8, a current operating system. Okay. Why don't I say Unix? Well, you could, I mean Linux. You could have a Linux distribution on there. And maybe I should say that. Because if you build a low end, would it be terrible to have Linux? No. But you wouldn't be able to do everything. You know what? I'm going to change that. I'm even going to say that you can use Linux. You just have to have an operating system. Monitor, speakers, keyboard, and mouse, because I got to be able to use it. Okay? So let me change that real fast. Because now that I think about it, I'm being Microsofty with that. Have that on there. So either a current Windows 7 8 or Linux or Linux distro. I didn't spell that. Distro. Is that spelled out? Yeah. What else did I say? Oh, DVD. Is that two separate words? Blu-ray.
It changes all the time.
Yeah, I think it depends on the manufacturer. Okay, did I miss anything else?
And sometimes it's spelled without the E. Sometimes.
Okay, well, I'm going to go shrink that down and see save and display, and we'll look at it again. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say that because, you know, we have that one's a Linux distribution right there. I hate to say we can't use that, but that's going to be part of your comparison. You're going to be able to use all mainline software when you do that. Okay, so the presentation, introduce yourself with the class assigned name. I'm going to go over those in a little bit. Amount of money you have available. Explain why you built your pre-built. I don't care which order you go, whether you want to do pre-built or home-based first. Every component you choose should be explained. You should have lots of slides on that one with each individual component. And any upgrades you did on the pre-built should be explained. And then at the end, you have to have a table to compare all of them because you should be able to show which component's better in which area. Okay? And then there's an area for both upload of a PowerPoint or a link of a Google Doc, depending on which one you prefer to do. Or if you prefer to use Prezi, that's fine too. A link to your Prezi presentation. Just make sure you share it with me, whichever way you want to go. So questions on that so far? No. Okay. So I want to talk about a pre-built because a lot of people haven't done that before. I'm going to use Dell, although there are other companies to use, but Dell's obviously the biggest. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Dell and go through. They're having a 48-hour sale. Windows XP. That's not going to work because it's a Google link. Why did I even go there? And there's nothing wrong with going to the outlet as long as it's new. Okay, it just can't be refurbed. Okay, everything has to be new. In fact, I'm going to go and start with the home one because there's more choices on the home. And we are talking desktops, not laptops. Okay. So you have a choice of where you want to start, either down here or you can start up here and say, what kind do I want? I want a standard one, standard PC. What operating system do you want to go with? You could even wait on that. Let's see, I want an i5, and I want, only gives me a choice of 8 gig of RAM. So you can see how it's narrowing down my choices down here as I go with the prices. Or you can also, let's go back to the beginning here, you can also go back and say, I want a desktop PC, and then it shows their price ranges down here. So if I knew what price range I was in the mood for, Alienware and gaming, maybe I'm in the upper range, I can pick an Alienware. And now I can go down here, and when I go through these, let's say I'm at the upper end, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. That's not the price, just so you know. Okay, Now I have the ability to go through and customize my computer as I go. And this is where I'm saying you might have to take pictures as you go and configure this. So it comes with Windows 8 Home Premium. I can upgrade if I want to for $50. Is that a minus 50 or a plus 50?
Well, for Windows.
If I went 8 Pro, it's plus 50. If I went Windows 7 Home, it's minus 50. And do I get a running total up top anywhere on this one? Okay, that's just a starting at. See anything that says where I'm at right now? Oh, right there. Okay, so there's my running total as I go down below. So I'm gonna say that's what I'm gonna stick with. And then operating system, I already picked that. Monitors, I know I'm gonna want a monitor. 289. Wow. You know, the problem with this is I have to choose theirs. Okay, just so you know this, because we're doing everything with them. So the cheapest monitor I can get with them, that really stinks. That's an expensive monitor for $289. I don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to go with their $289 monitor. I can always jack it up later if I want to. Okay, right now it comes with a 1 terabyte, 6 gigabit per second SATA drive. That's a nice drive. Let's see what my other options are. Oh wait, hold on. I skipped a memory. Operating system we picked, monitor we picked, support. Yeah, we don't pay for anything extra there. Video card. So let's. I'm gonna go to memory first. It's got an 8 gig dual channel DDR3 at 1600 megahertz. What are my other choices? And that's not bad at all. $90. This is traditionally where you got stuck by a lot of manufacturers. That you'd look. I mean, that's a good deal. An extra 8 gig for $90. I would, if I had the money, I'd pay that $90. Okay. Let's see. In our optical drive, what are our hard drive? Let's see where the other choices in our hard drive are. We could do a 1 terabyte, 256 gig solid state drive plus a 1 terabyte for $315. If you wanted to really rock your system out, that'd be the way to go. I'd have the best of both worlds. I have my operating system if they configure it correctly. I have a solid state drive, plus I have 1 terabyte. Now look at the 1 terabyte though. It's not as good a 1 terabyte drive. It's only a 3 gigabit per second, which is kind of crappy of them. That's how they give it to you for that amount of money. Because they went and hosed you because they're thinking, he's not paying attention. They took away this nice drive, gave you a crappy side drive, but gave you a nice solid state drive, and it doesn't even tell us what kind of solid state drive we're buying, which is one of the other downsides. I could be getting a piece of junk, or I could be getting a really nice Kingston or a really nice Samsung drive. I don't know. Okay, we'll leave it at that one and close this. Let's see what else we got. Optical drive. It comes with a slot loading dual layer DVD burner. What are my other options? Yeah, Blu-ray for an extra $90. We're going to pretend we're at the $2,500 category since I did a. So right now we're up to $1,909. Keyboard, Alienware multimedia keyboard, Alienware standard optical mouse. Now you can't add tablets. Okay, no mouse. I don't have any other choice. I either get the one mouse they got, or I'll have credit. We're not adding any software, security. None of that stuff counts. Okay, so here's some information on our motherboard. We only have 2 slots. It was a really good idea to upgrade the memory now. Because what happens if we get that 8 gig of RAM and we want 16, we have to throw away the 8. Whereas here, we're exchanging the 8 for the 2 4s for the 2 8s. So that's a really good deal. If it had 4 slots, then it wasn't as good a deal because you could have added 8 later. That makes it a really good deal. Other stuff that we can see here, and you're going to have to pull this off and put them on slides, because there's no way to get this easily on a slide from here, so you'd have to copy this off. So it's got super speed USB 3.0 headphone in and out in the front, rear HDMI, doesn't say what speed. Oh, it does, gigabit, okay. High speed USB, super speed USBs, they're both 3.0, I don't know what the difference is. left and right speakers, center speaker. So this has got to be 8-channel audio because it has so many outputs. How many internal chassis connections? That's really weird. I've never ever seen a motherboard. Does that not look like a 3?
That's 3.
I've never seen one with an odd number of SATA ports. I've only seen even. I've seen 2, 4, 6, 8, but I've never seen 3. That's a different one. So let's see. I'm at 1909. So if I was at the $50 one, I would be able to do a little bit of stuff. What can I do to get myself up since I said I'm on the $2,500 one? Is this the, and this is where I might want to look at Tom's Hardware to see, or that Passmark site. Is the GeForce 760 Ti really better than the Radeon R9 270? I actually don't know the answer to that question. And I would hate to spend $135 more and find out I just bought a worse video card. Let's look. Passmark. Video. That's not the one I want. Select page, high-end video card. So we were looking at the what? The 760 Ti versus the R9 270X. 760 Ti. There's the 760. Now I think the 760 Ti is okay, so the 760 Ti is ranked down here.
That's the GeForce we're looking at.
What?
We're looking at the AMD.
No, I was looking at this one first.
Oh,
760 Ti. I'm trying to find either one of them. So the 760 Ti has a Passmark rating of 4,300 basically, and then the other one is the 270X, R9 270X. Let's see. R9. Wow, look how close they are. That is not worth the money to upgrade. I mean, it's better. Is there another R9? Oh, R9 270X. There's the R9 270X. So the R9 270X is decidedly better than the... Where's the 760 at? 760 was right there. So you could pay a little bit more. So it's saying this is a better card. That one is not. Ouch. I gotta pay... How much more? $90 more for a worse card. That'd be a good choice, wouldn't it?
yeah.
So what are we up to? 1954. So if we were at the 2000 mark, we're right in there, right? We're right in there where we'd like to be. And let's see if there's anything else we could do. Now we did the home instead of the Pro, which I really don't like. 8, but it'd still be worth it to get it up there to the Pro version. There are no other drives. I can't get this one up to $2,500.
You get the monitor.
Oh, I couldn't I? Yeah, I could get the monitor up. Wireless keyboard. Do I have another option on the keyboard? Nope. No keyboard or that keyboard. Where was the monitor at? Monitors. There we go. So I need I need to spend another $500. Oh, I can do that. That's 860.
Yeah. One below is 360.
So now I'm up to 2359. So let's see, what do I got? What are my speaker choices? That might be the spot. Did it even have speakers on my option? Tablet, mouse, keyboard, wireless. Really, no speakers? Oh, did I already get the best processor I could get? Where's my processor? Up here. Help me choose. No. I just had... Did I not have a choice there? I don't have a choice. I just get that really rockin' processor. That's the best they got. And it's saying... It thinks that I could do better with that. I I still need $100 on there. You know what? I'm gonna have to get the worst video card in order to get to my $100, aren't I? Because if I did that, I'd be there. I can't believe there's speakers. Nope, there's no speakers on this anywhere, is there? Maybe, should I take speakers off the list or put speakers if available and just take speakers off? Because I don't want to do this and have you end up going, I couldn't do it. Where's my other option that I said I could do? A video card.
You just buy separate speakers.
Didn't make it. I need to spend another 90 cents. 91 cents. Where have I got 91 cents I could spend? Monitors. I already got the best monitor, didn't I?
Well, no, you got the second best because the other one's $800. So that added.
Oh, that add $500. I can't do that, can I?
$15 a month.
If I added $500, I couldn't. There's nowhere I could take off that and still have a decent. Wait, I could. Maybe I can add something. Nope, I already added the Blu-ray player, didn't I? Keyboard, I didn't have any option. Is there anywhere? Was there nowhere else? There's nowhere else, is there?
Probably has to
Huh?
knock down the memory. Get
Well,
the best
did I
monitor,
already? I already did that.
knock that down.
I'm gonna have to say that's gonna have to be close enough for explanation of stuff. So if I do that, if I add it to cart, this is the one spot I have that I can copy this usually. Did I click it? That usually when I get right here is when I have an option to see all my components that I selected at one time. And it still hasn't given me that. It's still trying to get me to buy some. Oh, wait. Hold on. Can we get speakers now? Oh, we can add the headset. Should I just say the headset counts as much as speakers? Or is there speakers down here? Let's see. Oh, now we got speakers. Okay. So we're going to add these puppies right here. Or these. Either one would keep us in line because it's up to $50 over. I think I should get the Bose Companion 2 multimedia speaker system. Now I'm there. 2548.09, right in that $50 limit. Okay, add to cart and check out. Let's see if we got a nice. There we go. So now I've got a nice listing that I can go and copy and paste somewhere else and show that. Okay. So, and some of these you might, and that's what I'm saying. This one's a lot harder because I don't have any pictures of anything. However, I can go and get pictures of all those components. All I have to do is Google them, right? If I wanted to see, where's my, where's the whole details thing? View details, this one isn't giving me, oh wait, view and print details. That's what I want. There we go. So now I still don't. I seriously don't have a listing of my components. Oh, okay, here we go. So if I wanted to find this video card, I could easily just go and do that. And Google it, and then pick images. And I'd be able to find that video card. So you can still get pictures of stuff. It just requires a little bit more work. Now, it's going to be hard to get all of them because some of these things, now you'll be able to get that. You'll be able to get a picture of, you don't know what kind of memory. You know, it's no-name memory. Let's see. Same thing with the hard drive. We have no idea what kind it is. Yeah, most of these it's going to be really, really hard other than showing the Alienware X whatever it is system. Do I get a picture of that? Detail view. Oh, that's what I wanted. I bet you that would have done what I wanted it right there. No, it did not. But yes, it did. Down here. What happens if I show more details? I even get the SKU number. Why does it say monitor, no monitor when we know we added one? Oh, it's down here separate. Okay, you got the idea? Okay, so you're going to get that amount of money, and we're going to go ahead and do a randomizing roll of the money right now for all of our students to see. Okay, so we're going to put CJ and TH, CZ, and HM right there. You got some names? You want to throw in some names?
You can do them. They're classic.
Okay, I'll think of some names here in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and use the randomizer that I've got right. Randomize the class, and that order will be the order that I put on that table, just so you know. So we're going to say 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, and 2,500 seems like a pretty good number considering I just went to Alienware and added every single thing I could. I could barely get to 2,500. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to hit the go button. Ready? Go. And then it's going to give me an order. And then I'm just going to throw those right in that spreadsheet, and that's who's got what. So
2,000.
So you got 2,000. Your partner's got 1,500. He's got 1,000. She's got 1,500. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. I'll think of some name here. I'll think of some names and add that later. So I'm going to go ahead and just add this to the bottom of the project. Center that. Nope. I'm not going to center that. We'll take table properties. That center. We'll center the whole table. Oh, hold on. Oh well, it's right there. So that's what everybody's amounts are. I'll put the little dollar sign in there. And good enough. Okay, so that's what everybody's got to work with, and I'll add some names in there later that you can use in your presentation so that we record them and not post them on YouTube and not have actual names on there. Okay, so that's what you're going to do next week. You're gonna have 2 class periods next week, which should be enough if you're making your PowerPoint as you're doing your show. Okay. Now the pre-built, I would be done right now, right? I'm done. It took me that much time to do my pre-built. You may want to do it a couple different sites if you've got a low dollar amount, which you don't. But if I had a $1,000 amount, maybe I want to go to a couple different sites and see what I can get, and make sure I'm getting the best thing I've got. Or you may want to just do one and then spend all your time on searching for your parts. Places that I'd like you to use for your parts is Newegg and Tiger Direct. Okay. If you find another main site, that's fine. But those are good places to start with your parts list. Amazon is fine. I would not initially shop Amazon. I would initially shop at a computer store like Newegg or Tiger Direct, and then look at Amazon. Okay, so if I'm at Newegg and I'm gonna go find my motherboard first, or maybe you want to start with your processor and go backwards. That's up to you. Just going to make sure they fit, okay? Which is one of the reasons you have to have links so that we can go there and see what your socket is, and then go there and see what your CPU socket is to make sure they match, okay? So if I go and I choose a motherboard and I say, wow, what a great deal. I'm down in the $100 category maybe, and I want to use this $49 micro ATX, which is fine. It's still ATX, as long as it's got everything you want. Now this one only has, that's pretty small, it only has one PCI Express slot, No requirement on that. It's yours, okay? But if the only thing you're going to add is a video card, maybe that one's fine, okay, for 49 bucks. I hate those small motherboards myself. Let's look at this one from AMD. It's still a micro ATX, and it's still only got, it doesn't have any regular PCI slots. It's got 2 PCI X1. Let's go and look for full size. I just don't like those little tiny ones. Let's say you've already decided, because you did your project on it, you know more about Intel maybe, that you're going to go ahead and go with an Intel, and you want to go with the newest socket, so you're going to do an LGA 2100. But I don't have that kind of money, so I'm going to go backwards for the lowest price, and I find this ASRock, and I'm like, wow, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Maybe you say that. And I go and look at it, and it's in stock for $199. I would always, the next thing I would do is try and find that same thing on Amazon, and I would try to find the same thing on CDWG, okay? So if I go here, and the only reason I didn't do that one is because then it's not going to work. Go away. Okay, so it's $209, not as good a deal. Knew it was better. Okay, so I'm going to try the same thing on Tiger Direct. And by the way, that doesn't, I say that, but Amazon has more than one seller, so you might want to take this, put it up here in Amazon, and see if anybody else has it for less. And I'm going to say they don't. That was the cheapest one, okay? So that's as good as I could get on Amazon. Direct Forum. I don't think Tiger Direct has it. You just go to Tiger Direct's site and search there. Searching. Okay, they do not have it. They didn't find it anywhere. So they didn't have it there. So maybe if I find this one, this is the best price. Okay. The advantage of all these sites, these three, is you're not going to pay tax. The advantage of Amazon is you're not going to pay shipping. It said shipping doesn't count. So, but when you're actually thinking about it, anytime I purchase, I check all three of those sites. I never buy anything without checking those three for the school or person. Okay. There's also other places to buy stuff. 3btech.net is a great place to buy some stuff. I buy from there all the time because they're in Indiana, so I get it tax-free, and everything they ship, they're always free shipping. They never charge for shipping. And they're in Indiana, so it gets here just as fast as everybody else. Okay, so I use them. I use 3btech.net a lot, and a lot of times their prices are good. I will tell you that in general, I found their cases and power supplies to be very good priced, very well priced. Oh, by the way, when I talked about CPUs, you have to have a cooling fan. If you buy a CPU that doesn't come with a cooling fan, you have to buy a separate cooling fan. Okay, because you have to have cooling for your processor. So this is another one that I haven't pointed out before, I don't think. But I buy a lot of our power supplies from them because their power supplies are usually pretty good price. So look, 550 watt and below. We can get them as cheap as no, that's a cable. Let's see, as cheap as $13.99 if I bought 10 of them, which I'm always going to buy. Whatever gets us the best price. And let's see what that was. 240 watt, 20/24 pin. With 2 serial ATAs, 4 Molex, and an 80 millimeter cooling fan. I'm not going to put that one on a server, okay? But I would definitely buy 10 of those to have up there, which I still have one spare left, in order to run my system. And if you're trying to build a system for the lowest price, and it's a home game system, maybe not that one. I mean, I'm going to look at the higher wattage ones. If I'm trying to buy one, so let's look at 600 watt and higher. How cheaply can I buy this one And OCZ are nice. So what's this watt? 750 watt power supply for $89. 650 if you're only buying one for 26. 750 for 37. Which is probably going to run most gaming systems. So that's probably one of the better that you're going to find at a low price. It's got the larger cooling fan, 750 watts, 2024 pin, 6 serial ATA, 6 Molex, 2 floppy drive. I don't even know why they have those on there anymore. And 2 2-pin PCI Express video connectors. That's really nice. So you're going to be able to run just about everything off that for $30. So if I was building one, I'd probably look there. Now if I had the money at the end, maybe I'd come back and say, I'm going to get more main brand, or I'm going to get one at Tiger Direct that is a super efficient one. Because if I'm trying to swap power around, I mean, I'm going to go with this Platinum Series if I have the money left to give myself a super efficient power supply, realizing that that's a max wattage. The farther away I am from my required my max, the more efficient it runs to a point, right? So if I'm actually buying one for home, I'm paying for my own electricity. Obviously, your parents have paid for yours, so you can care less. But I want a more efficient one that runs quieter. So, I mean, that's why there's such a huge price. But huge price difference. But at the same time, do I really need that if I'm just trying to build the best gaming system I can? No, that's the other 750 watt. Probably work fine. It may burn at the earlier, but how many of those could I go through before I reach the price of this? If it burns out every 2 years, I've got 16 years worth of power supplies before I hit that, right? Maybe 14. Between 14 and 16 years of replacing them every 2 years. That's a pretty big difference. Okay. So, questions. We're done. Done? No questions? Mr. Hill, do you have any questions? No, I don't have any questions, Mr. Paul. Okay, well, since neither one of you guys have any questions, we have our test on the other section on Friday over expansion card stuff. And then you guys have this project that you're going to start next week, which you can get started on today. Okay? And I will stop recording at this time.